So Peter had an idea to talk about our channel and the challenges we've had growing this channel, and the successes that we've had. So Peter, where are we today?
Yeah, so we have produced over 500 episodes, 500 videos uploaded to YouTube. We've been doing this for a couple of years, and we've tried a ton of different things. It's a genuine hobby for us. We really enjoy it, and we've tried so many different attempts and followed so much different advice about how to be successful content creators on YouTube. And we still don't have a massive, we're not going to be the next YouTube superstars. And unless this goes viral, of course. But like we produce good content, and I just thought it was kind of interesting that we still want to do this. We're not doing this for any other reason than the fact that we love. It's a good excuse to have a chat with some friends every week and we kind of get angry about things and just produce something and learn. Well, we'll talk about some of the things, the benefits we get out of it. So the main thing I wanted to get across is that if you're going to create a YouTube channel and do this kind of thing, unless you have, money behind it as a business, then you really need to do it because it's something you love. Because so I came up with a few slides and decided to call this "How to Be Mediocre at YouTube." Doing it for the U, not for the tube.
Is delivering a PowerPoint presentation, seminar-style PowerPoint presentation to your audience one of the tips on how to be mediocre?
It's integral to a successful strategy when it comes to content creation on YouTube.
I think so too. And you really went all out on this. Multiple title slides.
Oh yeah.
You kept trying to slide this bullshit past us. First of all,
you're muted, Peter.
That's our best bet. That's how we need it for the rest of the.
Peter, you're muted.
He's still muted.
God, you're so mediocre at this.
He probably disconnected his microphone.
Yeah, sorry. No,
wow.
I did.
I wonder how this happened.
You can see we're seasoned professionals at this. 500 episodes. We're still accidentally meeting.
Wow, that's
okay.
Good.
All right. Fuck off.
Oh, sorry, I went too far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Putting the U back in YouTube. Yes. So the too long didn't read or didn't watch. I don't know why I made this vaguely peach colored there. I just wanted to inject more than two colors into the presentation.
With multiple bullet points.
So yeah, you could. The main thing is you could do everything right, and your channel still won't take off. Which to me kind of makes sense. For every massive channel out there with 100,000, 1 million, 10 million subscribers and hundreds of thousands of views for every episode they upload, there are 10,000 other channels who are not as successful. These are the ones that we don't see all the time. So you can copy them and you can do everything that they're doing and have identical content, but there's still a chance it might not happen.
I think I might rephrase that a little bit though. Because if you're successful, then kind of by definition, the things that you did were right.
True.
So
true.
Sorry, I think the way I think about this is you could follow all the traditional advice and still not get the result that you want.
Yeah. So the result has to be the thing itself. It's yeah.
But also in terms of learnings, there are definitely things we could have done to grow this channel that we've chosen, in some cases intentionally, in some cases by kind of default not to do.
That's true.
Also true. Yeah. The second point here, just for anybody listening, because there are actually people who listen to the audio versions of this channel. If you want to be a content creator, you have to do it for yourself or have a marketing budget. I think a marketing budget can change everything, really. If can take out ads to promote content, that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
But if you love it, sorry.
Here again, though, it depends on what your goals are. Like if your goal is just to generate videos that get views and build a channel to monetize it, you can do that for pretty cheap using AI generated whatevers and different, editing styles and story. But for a story for a show like ours, that's going to be more personality driven, more direct interaction with each other, with our audience, then we've found that doing it because it's what we want to do definitely is to our advantage.
Yeah. And the last point is, if you love it, then it's still loads of fun and very rewarding in itself. And that's why we're still doing it. I think all three of us have said that the minute this stops being fun, we're just going to stop doing it.
Yeah.
Which is a kind of freeing in a way, because it means that if we don't get views on a particular episode, it's kind of disappointing, but hey, who cares? In the end of the day, we're still enjoying it. So
We're still having fun. And I think the idea of, so a lot of people want to get into content creation to cover, you know, all three bullet points. A lot of people want to get into content creation for various reasons. Some could be, I want to be famous, or I want to make a lot of money, or whatever. And it's a bad way to start when our video doesn't get any likes or comments. Yeah. It's a bad way to start because you're already setting yourself up for failure. And we set ourselves up to win in any capacity. Any capacity is a win for us because we're not doing this to succeed. We're doing this because it's honestly a really good excuse to, like you said, to hang out with our friends.
Yeah. We've always said from the very beginning, we just do it because we enjoy doing it. And if people never watch, that's cool. Which I think only meant like 20%.
Yeah. So having said all of this, it's also kind of fun to see if you can figure out how to get the views, how to see what works and what doesn't. We're all geeks, and we kind of enjoy the technical side of things, like figuring out the rules that they won't tell you. You know, it's why I've enjoyed SEO in the past, not more, but you know, like why do you get ranked up or promoted or whatever? It's kind of fun. So what we did was I put together a list of some of the things that we've tried, and we've tried a lot of different things, and what the results are. So we're going to show you how we've done, like reviews and things, and a conclusion at the end. So yeah, one of the first things is that thumbnails. I am currently creating the thumbnails via, and this is an example of how it's kind of fun that we learn new skills. I started off with a site called thumbnail.ai, which is a crappy little thing, which has got, oh my God, so many bugs on it. It was great for a while. And then I actually went out and not properly, but like learned how to use Canva, which is not difficult, but it was kind of cool to figure it out. You can see at the top here are just basically screen grabs from the episodes, and that compared to our latest.
Which is a good example of division of labor, because I used to do the thumbnails and I hated it and didn't care and didn't feel like I was good at it. So my thumbnails are on the top row when I would just take a screenshot or still frame from the video. Peter's thumbnails are actual proper thumbnails.
You're very generous there. I should have probably put something in there about how we actually make the what do we call it, the channel and everything itself, because I had a chat with some people recently and they were really interested in all the different things that we put into the back end. So we have this Discord server, we put links on there, they get automatically posted to a Google Sheet, then we vote on the results, and we discuss them beforehand, and we group them, come up with titles. So we've got an integration that gets posted to YouTube, all sorts of like mechanics in the back end, which we basically set up because we enjoyed doing those geeky things.
And there's a lot of aspects to the show, managing the channel itself in the YouTube studio panel, the editing, the production of the show, scheduling the posts. Like we could do shows on all those things. And I think maybe every YouTuber becomes a How to YouTube channel. But if you want to hear more about that stuff, then let us know, and we'll definitely answer that in future videos.
So a lot of the things we tried is advice that we've seen in other things. So we've also tried regular schedules. We used to, the first few episodes were really long, and we just posted them once every now and again.
They were hour long.
Yeah. Then we went to every day, which is where we recorded it all in one session. And then Mike does most of the work, by the way.
Mike does all the heavy lifting.
He does all the heavy lifting. Then we went to weekdays because we noticed that the episodes that were getting uploaded on the weekend or scheduled for publishing on the weekend weren't getting many. So we posted a little article here. It was a community post. Nobody's
just to add a little detail to that, we used to record an hour to an hour and a half single episode. We would release it once a week, and that was it for the show. Then we decided that we would do daily, but we still would record in this single block, which is what we still do now. So we get together and we record for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, individual segments. I edit them, chop them up into daily episodes, and then drip them out over the course of the following week. And we used to do that, as Peter said, 7 days a week. Now we do that 5 days a week.
Yeah.
So after we finish recording today, I will edit this week's 6 individual segments, send them to Peter to be uploaded and scheduled over the next week.
Yeah. So this is actually a strange week because we're going to have one on Saturday. But anyway, we've tried mucking around with titles. Changing titles does have a measurable impact some of the time.
Sometimes.
But figuring out what title will make a difference is almost impossible.
Still a black box. But every week we will, when we get together, we have about a 10 to 15 minute buffer in the beginning before we start recording. We'll update each other on things and life events and whatever, but we'll also just hop into the channel like I did today. And I said, oh my God, what the fuck? Where are we getting this view section? Or this video is just pumped. And Peter will say I changed the title around and now it exploded. And then, but I did it and I'm not sure if that was what it was or whatever. And yeah, it's just it's a black box, really.
This is one example where it was actually possible to sort of prove that the title changed. The title was TikTok's proposed ban by Congress. And I renamed it to US Congress, TikTok, and Privacy Regulations in America. And it had just a huge, triple the number of views that it normally got. Which is, I don't know why that worked or not. It's basically trying to make it, commenting on videos. But it's basically trying to guess how tabloids work. Yep, responding to people. This is also important. What else we tried? Yeah, this is another thing where
titles.
Yeah, some more examples. We have a Twitter presence. We have a Twitter account. We used to be more active on there, and we've got 38 followers. We've had a lot of debate about what to put on there. We decided that it should be some place that we could talk about NSCU specific stuff. We argued whether it should be posting privacy and security news, and then I ended up setting up a separate account for that, which is actually doing all right. It's got a 1,200 followers or something like that, and our videos get mixed into that feed. So it's a kind of promotional thing, but we get 3 clicks coming from Twitter on all of our videos. So as a view booster, it's almost useless. It's kind of useful for getting stories from, I'll be honest, and I follow it and have value in it. Find value in it myself, but doesn't seem to have done much. Yeah, we had a go at YouTube Shorts. There was one quite successful one, and then I think there was another one that maybe got taken down. It wasn't so good. Oh God, those things. Apparently, you didn't know. Sorry.
I never did it consistently. I've done it 3 or 4 times. One of them got a good number of views that didn't translate into subscribers or views on the main channel. Yeah. But it's, whatever.
One of the, if you didn't know this, the YouTube Partner Program requires 4,000 hours of watch time in the past year, or 10 million YouTube Shorts views, which is quite a lot. So that, seems like
it does give you an accurate representation of how less meaningful a YouTube short view is. Yeah. In terms of conversion rates to real presence, to put you and your channel in front of eyeballs. And I think that has to do with the scrolling effect, right? Oh, that was funny. Next. I'm not going to stop and subscribe to you. So, yeah.
Yeah. We have a Discord server. That's one of our little successes. We don't have that many people on it. We've got, I think at the time this was taking 52 members. We have people, we used to kind of promote it a little bit more often. But it's a nice little community. We have a bunch of people on there, some regulars that chat every now and again. It's not high traffic. It doesn't need a lot of maintenance, but it's the people that stick around. We love having them there, and it's really genuinely some interesting conversations happen, and a kind of a cool little thing to have. Also, we use it for organizing the admin and stuff.
We've got some very engaged members. We're very active on the platform. Peter and I, not John. And it really is a fun community. Definitely should come check it out. I think there's usually a join link in the description of the videos. But A lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think like you said, Peter, that's probably one of the high points of the experience so far of being on YouTube is building that Discord community. Love you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did I do it right?
I think we did. I think it's us, John.
You just de-aged like 10 years.
I did. I know. I like it.
Okay. At the we've fucked around a lot with the intros. At the beginning, we had this long introduction, which was maybe 30 seconds long, I think.
It was,
and
like
this was
20
our.
something.
It was no. The original one was even longer than that, John. With the 20-second countdown. If you go all the way back to the first videos.
Really?
Because that was actually created as a lead-in for it to be a live show.
Oh,
if we were doing a live stream, and so I had a countdown timer. We could transition to live, and it was like. I mean, it might have been a minute long, even that music at that point.
Which is very common for live streams, is to have a setup and kind of get the viewership starting to rise.
Exactly.
And you give people a chance. I've seen them as long as 10 minutes where you give them a chance to arrive as they're getting notified. So it's very common.
And this was the way I produce the show is I produce it as a live show because I hate doing editing. Sometimes I'll get a little fun project for myself to do some fun editing. But for the most part, I produce it as a live show. We record it in real time. I do very little editing. I just throw a bumper, intro, and outro on it, and that's the show. So this transition from kind of a streaming style show to a YouTube style show, like that's why we do the show the way we do now.
Yeah. We had a version which was a little bit shorter where we had a little robot dancing. I think robot dancing is the end, but... and then we ended up with just a small thing where we record the intro after we've actually done the episode, and then Mike sticks that at the beginning.
Which
and then
we
have
did.
This like typing thing.
We did because even with the 20-second intro, looking at our YouTube stats, I should have had the graphic up here for it. We would see a huge drop off as soon as the intro started playing. So we wanted to get that down to as short as possible. It was an awesome intro. I loved it. I would still use it today. But we just wanted to tighten up that a little bit more so we could get to the main content faster.
Yeah, the theory is that people started actually getting past the intro and saw what we were actually talking about, and then we're like, oh, I don't want to see that. So if we tell them about it up front, then hopefully we'll not get people who aren't interested, which is not what we want.
And this little new typing thing I made in HTML and DaVinci Resolve with some little graphic effects. And
I didn't know that was HTML.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was a fun little project.
Oh, I'm impressed. Oh, God, I'm learning things today.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
As you can see, this goes on. We have so many different platforms hooked up. We've got Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Samsung Podcasts. We have Spotify. We have Spotify. We're a Podchaser. Like we're on all the platforms. There are some people that listen to the audio versions. Which is great, and it's kind of handy to have it there. But most of the people we watch it on YouTube or listen to it on YouTube.
And honestly,
isn't
we don't pay a lot of attention to the audio platforms.
Yeah, we've had a few comments where they said, "Hey, what were you talking about there?" Or so. Right. Apologies to anyone who we've looked over there.
I mean, it's awesome that you're. Go ahead, John.
I was just going to say, it's definitely true that our main focus is YouTube. And because of that, we neglect the viewers who are listening, the listeners, by not explaining or reading out loud what we are actually looking at on the screen, which is bad. It's a bad habit.
But really, though, John, fuck those guys. They should be watching on YouTube.
Jesus.
Yeah, you should give us your eyeballs, is basically
I'm so sorry, Andreas. If you're listening,
No,
not sorry. Today.
No, we were talking about Andreas specifically before.
Yeah, Andreas, you should.
Scott, get on fucking YouTube.
No. You guys are what do you have, a radio?
Right, God.
No, it's all, we love the audio listeners, but it's definitely not been the main focus of the show. And I think a lot of that just has to do with my passion is for producing the video. So that's where I focus. So sorry.
We've done a live stream, and as you can see here, we got 22 views.
Well, to be fair, we did this as a 100 subscriber special on New Year's Eve, if I remember correctly. So we didn't have the community that we have today.
And you know what? People did stop by. I remember we had a few commentators. It wasn't a lot. And again, we do it as a fun thing. And we just try things out and kind of dip our toe in every pond to see what feels good. And
I would totally do this again.
Oh, yeah, for 100%. Sure. If we could do it at 1,000, I think we should do it at 1,000.
Yeah. I've actually advocated, I haven't brought it up for a while, that we actually do the recording sessions live on Twitch or something, and then release the episodes as essentially VODs that are edited the same way.
Embarrassing. Then we would get 2 views, and I think I wouldn't know if I could get out of bed the next day. I know we don't care about views, but it's still sort of just
one more
cringy.
channel.
I don't know.
Just one more channel.
I don't get Twitch, but anyway, let's go to the next thing. Oh, the results. Yeah, okay. There were a few other things. I was gonna before we go on to those. So I did make a big long list of these things, and I'm just going to list a couple of things.
Let's read them all in detail.
Didn't make it into this. Fuck off. That we did make it into the list because there's a few things which might stand out to people, anybody who's watching who suggested some of the things. We picked topics from PrivSec News, the Twitter account. We picked topics from the engagement that came up, and we've picked topics from views, and we don't seem to see any difference. We have tried swearing and not swearing. We tried vaping and not vaping. Some people don't like it. Some people don't give a shit, and some people are like, yeah, fuck yeah, just vape.
Actually, one of our most vocal anti-vapers has converted, thanks to Mike, actually, I believe it was, has converted to be one of our most vocal viewers and one of our most loyal viewers, which is Deb.
No, that was Peter.
Yeah. That was
that was Peter. Sorry.
Sorry, Deb. I was actually going to delete the comment.
That's right. Iron Mastodon, huge poster, and also very active in the Discord.
Incidentally, I also am an anti-vapor.
True, yeah, okay. But we've asked Mike multiple times, do you care? Mike says no.
I've said my preference is not to, but I'm not your dad.
That's too soft, okay?
My preference is for you to start vaping, Mike.
Yeah, how about that? You thought about that?
Yeah.
Why don't you pick up a cigarette?
All right. Mm-hmm. We've had 3 hosts versus 2 hosts, not as an experiment, but just as the natural course.
It just happens, yeah.
And we tried a lot of these podcast promotion sites like Podmatch and things like that. So, yeah, we're still looking for things and we're still experimenting. All right, so what are our results?
Oh, I guess I got to bring it up.
Yeah, that's right.
My little... This is outdated. Jesus Christ, Peter.
It's been a couple of weeks since I suggested this.
How professional are we?
Okay. That's all right.
We've got over 500 videos, nearly over 500 subscribers now.
We have
563 videos there, so probably around 565.
We have 515 subscribers right now.
Okay. See, that's doing great, guys. Halfway to monetization.
Wow.
Mediocre results.
So, very mediocre results, but to be honest, we're targeting a fairly, I want to say we're targeting a niche community. At first we were targeting security and privacy.
Oh yeah, we didn't really talk about that.
And I mean, we have since expanded.
Yeah, we say we're targeting privacy and security, but we do a lot of kind of general stuff. Here's a graph that shows in the last year what our view count is, and you can see a very gentle rise there, but it's years long. And
this is really opening the kimono, as I like to say, and showing like behind the scenes. And I think we should try and bump through these. We're 2/3 of the way through here at the 25-minute mark.
Yeah. Right. So regular but slow number of new subscribers. Here's one thing I did want to say. The feedback that we get is almost universally positive. We've had one person in particular that said that they were scrolling through their feed and they saw this video, and then only after halfway through the video realized that we weren't one of those 300K views uploads. Like they were surprised, and this is something we get a lot. People think that we should be bigger than we are,
except in cases where I insult thousands of healthcare workers who aren't getting paid.
Right,
that's happened too.
That doesn't go over so well.
Actually, I feel like that's pretty on brand for like big YouTubers who just have zero knowledge of the world around them. But still, we do universally get feedback that says, can't believe you guys aren't big. You guys are so good. Love watching, et cetera, et cetera. And it's really
great
fun.
to hear. We love it.
And I think it reassures us that we should keep going and keep doing it. Even though we don't have a lot of views, like it's not about, at the end of the day, it's not really about the views. It is just fun.
I mean, it's
and
kind of,
if you guys are having fun with us, well, if they're having fun with us, I feel like that's what matters.
Yeah.
Is this, this is Discord. We talked about that a little bit. Here's the, you mentioned the monetization requirements earlier on.
Yeah, this is, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 public watch hours, or 10 million shorts views, and we're about halfway there.
And the reason, so just to cover monetization for one sentence, the reason monetization, it's not about us making money. We're not going to make money even if we hit 1,000 and we get to turn monetization on. We'll make like $2 a month. But the reason monetization is a really big deal is because, from what I've read at least, when you're able to enable monetization as a YouTube channel, YouTube wants to make money, right? They want to make money selling ads on your channel. So they will push you harder. So we will just grow probably way more aggressively than before the 1,000 subscribers.
Which is better for you.
Anyway, it is better for you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's what we're
a little bit better for us.
That's the only reason we're doing it. It's for you guys. We have one of the great things about this is that we've learned so many skills. On the screen here, I've got screenshots from If This Then That, Zapier, YouTube Studio, Discord, the Discord backend, some PHP code that I wrote, some and Canva. Like, doing all these things and we're learning all these new skills is fun. You know, it's good to have a project to work on. This is a proper adult hobby, as I like to describe it. So, and the conclusions that we have are that it's hard and only worth it for yourself, really, at the end of the day. And the main one is...
Oh, are you wrapping up?
Yeah. The main one is we have no idea what works and what doesn't.
We were actually talking about this earlier today, even, like, looking at, should we talk about the Reddit thing that we'll do on Monday? Like, is it still in the news? Is it still trending enough? Is it, like, we don't, like, we look at the videos that have views and that don't have views, we never know.
Yeah.
But I did also want to mention, you know, I kind of alluded earlier to, there are things that we've decided not to do that have shaped the results we've gotten, because I think there are, and we again have talked about this multiple times, there are things that we could do if we wanted to grow faster that we've chosen not to do. We spend 2-3 hours recording the show once a week. Anybody who's watched the show may know that we don't do a ton of prep before that. So we could do that. I just said I don't like to do a lot of editing. We could do more edited content. We could do more evergreen content, but we like to talk about, you know, a little bit more topical stuff. So there are definitely things like that.
Yeah, guest appearances on other shows. We don't really do reviews. We haven't done unboxing. We haven't done many guests. We've done one guest on the show. I want to get another person on. No kind of other kind of press or publicity, or, you know, working with other people. Probably should. And we've never bought any ads or traffic, or bought, you know, any subscribers. Or
we haven't bought. We've not inflated, and we also haven't done something that would probably help us grow a lot, which would be, we've done one breaking news. We did one where we were all on at the same time. FBI got hacked. We said, let's go live, or let's go record right now. We dropped the same day that the news broke about FBI getting hacked. We dropped a video, and it did really well. I think it got like 1,200 views. I don't remember. But that is a lot of effort and a lot of anxiety that comes with it, where as soon as something important drops, you have to message everyone and you say, are you guys ready to record right now? Or are you free? If you say yes, do you guys think this is important enough? Right? And it's like, that's kind of a constant ambulance chasing style reporting and uploading. And it's very, very heavy on the effort. And we are mediocre, so we will not do that.
And even what we do now, we have a list of candidate articles that comes largely from our Discord server. We get together on Thursday to record. And even still, we have to decide, like, okay, well, if we're going to talk about this, is it still going to be relevant by the time it gets published next Wednesday, 5 days from now? or is the story already on its way out? So there's definitely a lot of these decisions to make. If we recorded every day, if we did more responsive stuff, if we did more edited content, if we did more prepared content, if we did, there's a lot of things that we could do that we've kind of just chosen not to do.
Yeah.
One of the things that Mike has described this show as a kind of like a chat show or a DJ show, and I think that's fairly accurate. It's a talk show, and a theory is that the reason that popular talk shows are popular is because they have personalities that got popular a different way first. So, you know, this is an uphill challenge if we wanted to be YouTube superstars through this format. Is kind of difficult to do, but it's still tons of fun. So thanks for watching, and hope you learned something. It was interesting to kind of flash ourselves at you for a bit and
just really expose just full frontal exactly what it is we go through.
Okay, cut the video.